Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll be talking about how to actually make Anki a bit more fun to do, because the thing is, like, if it gets too hard you might just not be bothered to do your Anki, and then if it gets too easy you just be like, why am I doing this? So you need to keep it at a level that's stimulating so that it keeps you interested, not too hard, not too easy, so in the middle, that Goldilocks effect. So how do you actually do this? I'll be going over 4 ways, and by following this method hopefully it makes Anki a bit more fun, a bit more like a game and a bit more like a challenge rather than like a chore, which is gonna make you do your reviews a lot more effectively. So let's get straight into it. The first thing is use images, right? If you're studying anatomy, use image occlusion cards, which are basically where you just block a particular part of the image that you want to identify, and then you're recalling what that item is. That's a very effective and easy and a fun way to learn anatomy, rather than, you know, text like what are the actions of the supraspinatus muscle or whatever. That's just not very fun. Do you know what I mean? But it doesn't just have to be for image occlusion cards or for anatomy. Even for general things you can use images to enhance your learning. You know how they say a picture paints 1,000 words, this, that and the other, a little bit cheesy, but you can use that to your advantage. Let's say you're studying what a particular thing looks like under the microscope. Have a picture of that thing there so you can visualize it. Best believe if they even ask you a question to identify what this picture shows, then you will have already seen that, and that actually is going to be even more beneficial. The next thing is use music. Now, some sources say that actually studying in complete silence is the best for your concentration. You shouldn't really use music because it's distracting. Just find out what works for you, because, you know, different people have different ways of working. For me, I found that if I have music with lyrics, I'll start singing along to those lyrics rather than actually focusing on the task, so that's actually ineffective for me. Whereas if I have music that makes me in a chill mood, like some lo-fi beats or whatever, you know, I've done some study with me's as well, so if you want to, then check that out. That helps me focus a lot better. Sometimes I find that actually studying in silence helps me just zone out and concentrate on the task I'm doing. So try what works best for you. It might vary on different days, and just go according to what you're feeling like. The third thing is to not overwork yourself and give yourself breaks, and actually do fun things in those breaks. So what I'd recommend is doing a Pomodoro timer, so you can do 25 minutes of work and then 5 minutes of break. I found that when I do that, 25 minutes is way too short for me to kind of focus properly. So then I'm always looking at the timer to work out when the next break is, and then by the time when the break comes it's only 5 minutes, so I won't have even done anything and the break will be over. So now I've tried going with a 50-minute work schedule followed by a 10-minute break, which actually does work a bit better for me. So again, try different things to see what works for you. And what you can also do is actually schedule fun things to do in your break. So for example, you might say, okay, after this session I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to eat some snacks, or I'm going to make myself a nice hot cup of tea, or I'm going to listen to my favorite music, or I'm going to go through my phone, I'm going to play a game. Whatever it is, make sure that it's a task that you're looking forward to, so that you spend that study block effectively, because you know you've got a treat coming up right after you finish that study block. The next thing is to actually set up a study environment, which is good, because a study environment that makes you want to sit down and focus, and that makes you productive. So the first thing being, don't study in your bed, because you should associate that with the place where you just sleep only, or wind down, read books, this, that and the other. But if you've got a productive workspace where you've got, you know, a good keyboard that's satisfying, a good screen that's high resolution and that you like looking at, then that'll make you want to kind of sit down and actually study. So if you want to have a look at the workspace setup that I've got, I've already made a video on this, so feel free to check that out. If you're new to my channel, consider subscribing. With that being said, thank you for watching. I'll see you again in my next video.